Recording now.
Thank you.
Maybe we could talk about just a typical day in a Beachbody coach's life. Maybe kind of say what we do every day, either part-time or full-time or whatever.
Right. Well, and Amanda's always said that there's the potential to make full-time income working part-time hours, and that is true. I definitely have, can see that. With that said, yes, I mean, there are times I get up at this point, you guys got to remember, a little bit deeper into working the business, more 3 years. I didn't work these hours when I began. But, I'm up early, generally speaking, by 6 o'clock. And I like to just have that quiet time to check into groups and that sort of thing. And then I turn off my work hat and put on my mom hat and get my kids up and I get them off to school. And that's, for a couple of hours. And then I come, depending upon, for me, I teach group fitness classes. So I might have a class I need to teach or sub. But it's really hard because whether it's on my cell phone or online, in fact, I remember one time Nicole had a question and we were texting back and forth and I said, hang on, let me get my kids and I'll be with you in 5 minutes. She's like, whoa, multitasking. But yes, that is a reality whenever you're in life. Oh, and another one of my coaches, Jay, I was getting my hair done the other day and I was helping her with a customer. I was getting my hair done and I was on my cell phone. So things can be done whenever you're just going about your life, everyday life. And so that is multitasking. And then I'm just kind of ping pong back and forth, but I do have hours that I do sit down and focus 100% on my job. And I have a checklist of things that I do each day. So I think that that's very, very important to being successful. Trying to skim over it and not talk too much.
Well, I just want to say, can I say something?
Yep, go.
I want to say hi to Amber because I haven't met her yet. Hi. We met through Facebook, so I just want to say hi. And I do Beachbody definitely part-time because I have another part-time job. And actually I have a couple of part-time jobs, but so it's real important to keep a schedule. And I think they tell you, they have a thing called a power hour where you can really just schedule like an hour of your day to do your Beachbody stuff. But like Amy said, you have to have a list of what you're going to do. So, I mean, I have a lot of different jobs, and so, but I still manage to do it, and I think I do pretty well. So, you can definitely work into any kind of lifestyle, I would say.
Yeah, and you can, and it's built at your pace. If you need to go slower because you do have a part-time or full-time job, that's fine. The time passes regardless. So why not have, be helping others and have residual income coming over time? Alicia is very much like I was, a stay-at-home mom. And I'm not saying that she had more time, but she had more flexibility with that time, I would say. And she has just gone gangbusters on this. And she's taken off and just absolutely blown the roof off and done great. But that's the pace at which she could do it, and she wanted to do it. So I love that Eileen can work part-time and do this part-time, and that doesn't mean she is a devoted part-time. That means that's what works for her family and her schedule, and the same for Alicia. Alicia, what do you want to share?
I think basically sorry, I was reading. I am a stay-at-home mom. I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, and so my only time to really work the business are when they're napping. end these days. Those are few and far between, as my 1-year-old is getting closer to 2, and some days she chooses that a nap isn't an option. So I don't like to throw my kids in front of the TV or electronics. I try to avoid that in order to get my work done. So for me, work time is spent specifically either when they're asleep, or when maybe my husband's spending time with them. So I try to really focus really hard. Eileen mentioned the power hour. I truly try to stick to an hour, maybe 2 max a day. And that's really worked for me. I think if you really buckle down and have your to-do list, I have my to-do list on my computer every day that's right in front of me that I can look at and say, okay, bing, bang, boom. I'm not scrolling through Facebook at this time. I'm not answering phone calls at this time. I am doing my work, and I'm doing my work only. And I think, I've been pretty successful in the last 1.5 years working the business. But like you said, you really can work at your own pace where you feel comfortable. As you advance in the business and you start getting more invested in it, obviously you're going to have a little bit more time invested in it. There are days that I could spend all day at my computer and still not finish everything that I would like to get done. But it all evens out in the end to make it work for you.
Okay. Yes, I agree with you, Alicia. Absolutely. 100%. I got a question from Olivia. She, where do you start with everything? You start with challenge groups, am I correct? Also, what are some things that are on your to-do list? Okay, so let me start on where you start. Where you start? When I started, and pretty much I can think of Alicia and Eileen and Nicole. Oh, Nicole, we need to hear from you. Sorry. Hang on. We'll get to you. I invited each and one of them to a challenge, and they started seeing positive results from what they were doing. And I encouraged them, and what I would encourage each one of you is to simply share. It just really is about sharing about what you're doing, what you're using, and then inviting people. This is what I'm doing. This is how it's affecting me, the positive outcome. And then, would you like to join me? And between all of us, Nicole, Eileen, Alicia, and I, we have challenge groups running every single month of some kind. And right off, we don't expect you to lead a challenge group on your own. We want you to have your customers or coaches join ours, and you see how it's done, and then you at some point will lead your own, and maybe one of us will have a customer that joins your challenge group.
And I want to point out that was probably my biggest fear when I started off as a coach. I had someone purchase T25 like immediately after I signed up as a coach, and I was like, oh shit, what do I do with this person now? I'm not people for a full group myself, and I don't feel really confident in running a challenge by myself. And Amy said, oh, no, that's not how we run this. We do this as a team. If you have enough people to run a challenge by yourself, by all means, go for it. If not, let's do this together. We'll all pitch in. And Sarah and Marina are both coaches of mine, and they can attest to that. We've done several groups together as a team. And, I'll say to Sarah, hey, do you have anyone for this? Because I don't have enough people. Or a full group really depends. I would say a good size is anywhere from 5 to 10. If you're going to have more than 10, I strongly suggest you have another coach in the group, and you kind of give them out, even out the people a little bit, make sure, okay, you're in charge of these people, or you're in charge of your customers, or I'm in charge of my customers. That way, no one falls through the cracks. I would say less than 3 is probably not enough for a group. At that point, you'll want to pair up with another group.
No.
So sorry, I didn't mean to jump in on you that.
Oh, no, I'm glad you did. Well, and she also said a to-do list. A real basic to-do list to start off with is inviting each day, finding people to invite, whether that's in person or messaging. And you can post on your timeline, share that way. but I'm telling you from experience, I always post to my timeline. I never give up on that. And I see Alicia do it, and Eileen, Nicole, sharing what I'm doing or inviting people on my timeline, and I get 2 likes. But you don't see what goes on behind, what's not shown out there public, because people are private messaging me, or I'm private messaging them. Okay, so that's really where the action happens, is in private messaging. Not too many people, would I say, like the majority of my coaches or customers would have publicly put on there, something like count me in necessarily. I mean, they may have, but most of them don't. They'll private message me, or I will invite them. And that's, just know that a lot of it's going on behind. So, okay, message. So invite, post to your timeline, share what you're doing, share your struggles, share your successes on your timeline, what you're doing, talk to people about it. That would be something you'd want to do. Follow up after you've invited people, whatever they may say. Oh, let me check with my husband. I won't be ready until next month. Start writing that down and follow up. So invite and follow up. Critical. What else? Hang on. I've got a 4-year-old who's demanding my attention.
Every day, in addition to my invites, I make sure I post a lot to social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram. What happens when you're first starting out is people are watching you. So I get people who will join as coaches, and they say, no one's responding, and no one's saying anything to me. And I think the biggest frustration is we're a little impatient in the fact that we want it to happen right then. And myself included, I just did a post on my social media, my Facebook, saying I'm so darn impatient. But what happens is people are watching you and you don't realize it. So I've gotten messages. I'm now 1.5 years in. I got a message, and one of the girls in this coaching group actually just became a customer this month. And she said, I've been watching you for 1.5 years, and now is the right time. So just because people aren't jumping on it right away doesn't mean that they're not watching you, especially this time of year, because come January, February, when they're ready to make those healthy changes for the new year, they're going to say, I know who I need to go to. It's that person that I've been seeing post about their workouts and their, being human, and the fact that they ate brownies last night. And they're real people, and today they're going to get back on it and they're going to work out. So I think what's really important is, more than anything, is sharing you as a real person and not some sort of fitness robot, especially if you've gone from not having any of that on your social media to diving right in to that. You need to show your real self. I'm not saying that you're not jumping right into the fitness world, but you also need to share everything else about your life. And I think that makes people relate to you a little bit more. Does that make sense?
And I don't want to skip Nicole. Nicole, how long has it been that you've been one of my actively working coaches? Has it been 1 year? It's been
since like April.
Of this year?
Yeah.
I would have thought it was longer.
Almost a year.
You share with us how, you're now 9 months into it. You're new, like a lot of, fairly new to it, like a lot of people here. Share with us how you got started and what you've learned.
I'm definitely still actively learning. I think that's part of the game. But definitely being patient with yourself and knowing that, knowing that it is a process and that, it does take time. And it's been 9 months, and I feel like I had a lot of change for the first 6 months, and then it kind of held up over the last 3 months. And so just really checking in with you guys and not getting frustrated with that process and all that stuff is really, really big. And what Alicia had said about, really knowing that people are listening, because a lot of times you feel like nobody's listening, and then you have random people that you wouldn't even think of that reach out to you. So not discounting anyone.
Absolutely.
Was a big thing, yeah.
And Nicole's been great. I mean, Eileen and Alicia, I don't want to do her job, but you guys have been very good at being consistent with that. And it shows. And that's going back to what Alicia said, that whenever you are consistent and putting out there, you're going to have more and more people who are going to have the confidence and faith in you that, oh, this isn't just some bad thing you're doing. This is really working. This has really made an impact in your life. And the more you do that, and the longer you go, the more people will not only reach out to you, but they're going to tell other people, hey, you know, I've got my friend here. And none of us are perfect in any way, shape, or form. I don't even know what that is, you know. But, you know, we were not fit. We were not in shape. We were not at the top of our game and, you know, in diet and nutrition, nothing. Whenever we all started, all of us, all four of us that have been in here for a year, a little bit, or however longer. So don't let that hold you back. In fact, it should push you even more, because you can reach out and say, join me. You know, people can relate to you even more so when you're going through the struggle, like Alicia said.
Another thing I want to point out too is I think when you're starting off as a coach, you get very overwhelmed, at least to learn, and you feel like you need to know it all before you can actively do anything. And we're not going to, if you join as a coach, we're not going to feed you to the wolves. We're not going to throw you out and say, great, good luck, welcome to the team, and give you nothing. We'll supply you with all of the tools that you need to be successful, but it's important to do it at your pace. So we have a great tool in the fact that we have a great Coach Basics training that you can kind of do at your own pace. It's been revamped in the last couple of, I would say the last month or two, and it's really seemed to have helped out a lot. So we'll, as your upline coaches, we will be there for you to work with you at your pace in learning what you need to learn to get started. So I don't want you to feel like, I can't get started, I don't know what I'm doing, and there's too much to learn, and I don't know where to get started. We'll walk you through the process, and we'll walk at your pace. The Coach Basics is very helpful. It's the newest one that we have going on, is put on by, we'll get you added to it, Olivia. The next one will probably start, they usually start on Mondays. So let me ask Amanda when she's running her next one. But usually it was put on by Jeanette Goodrich, who is a high performance coach. And she knows the ins and outs of the business. She works with Melissa McAllister, who is I know I saw that. I'm excited. I'm very excited about that, Olivia. Amanda actually messaged me and said, who's Olivia's? Because that girl needs to be a coach. She posted it on the VIP group. Who owns Olivia? Where is she coming from? That girl needs to be a coach. She needs to be a coach yesterday. We need her right now. Who's not on this game? I said, oh, no, we've been working on this girl. She will join us. So just give us some time here. So she was very, very excited to hear that you were going to do it as well, but I digress. We will get you added to that group. But Jeanette Goodrich works with Melissa McAllister, who is currently number 5 on the leaderboard for all of the coaches in the entire company. And she knows her stuff. So trust me when I say that we'll put you in good hands for the coach training.
I'd like to hear from some of the other ladies that are in here with us that are interested in coaching. I see Amber. Can I pick on you first to say hey? Who's your coach, Amber?
Eileen.
Eileen, and how did you meet Eileen and learn about the coach opportunity?
Through Facebook.
Facebook. Okay, I can't hear you very well. Okay, Facebook. Very good. Did you have any questions? Put you on the spot.
Sorry. No,
Okay. Well, we're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. And are you doing any of the programs right now?
I'm not. I'm just kind of listening, finding out what it's about.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, good. Well, I look forward to getting to know you better, Amber. Next, Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Who's your coach?
Alicia.
Alicia. And are you doing any programs with Alicia?
Yes, the 21-day fix.
Awesome. How's it going?
Good. This weekend wasn't great.
You know what? It's not always perfect. And that's exactly what we're talking about.
And what's important though, to remember though is share that,
That's right.
because that's what people connect to. They say, oh, she had a, bad eating weekend or a bad work, didn't work out or whatever. And then they say, but look at her. She's going to continue on that path. So, it's like 3 steps forward and 1 little step back and then 3 more steps forward. So it's important to remember that none of us are perfect and it's all part of the journey.
Yes, it is. That's right. And that's what even before and after pictures come into play. Because I recently moved over the summer to a new area, and none of these people that I've met or I teach at the gym or anything, they've never seen the way I used to look, 36 pounds heavier, and I was a size 14, and they're just in awe that not only that I lost the weight, but I've been able to keep it off. And I said, yeah, I'm the healthiest I've been in my life. And to be able to share that and give to others, what a wonderful gift, because I knew that there had to be something out there that would be, good and healthy, something I could do long term. Just stick with it. It's a step at a time and a process. And all you have to do is share that with others. It's really, don't overthink it. All right, I'm gonna mute you, Kelly. Let's meet this infamous Olivia. Hey, Olivia, can you talk or no? No. Audio. Did we lose her? No.
There she is. There she goes.
Okay. Olivia, can you hear us? No. Boo. Okay. Well, I haven't seen Sarah in a while. I want to say hey to you. Hey, Sarah. Oh, wait. She says, wait. Okay, Olivia, what?
Doesn't seem to be working.
Okay. I just want to say hey to Sarah. Hey, Sarah, how you doing?
Hey, hi.
And how long have you been a coach with Alicia?
I think I started in April.
April. So what's 1 or 2 things that you want to share with us that's been something you've learned as a new coach, that you've overcome or advice?
I just try to share my story a lot on Facebook, and a lot of people respond with my before and after photos. So that kind of makes me work harder on myself, so that way, other people can join me if they want to. And Alicia she's great. I pretty much talk to her every day.
I think you make another excellent point. I forget all these things about the accountability. Part of being a coach is keeping yourself accountable. It's another way, of making sure that you stay on track, and that's good. It's not like you wouldn't do it anyways, but I think it's harder when you're getting started. And then to be a part of a bigger team and a larger community that are like-minded, that was huge for me. And so you bring up a really good point there, that being a part of that accountability to others as well as yourself keeps you going. That's great. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. If I wasn't a coach, I probably wouldn't have stuck with the programs just because I know myself. But, I really wanted to lose the weight. So that's one of the reasons why I became a coach, so that I can stay focused and motivated, and I feel a lot better. So I like it. I think a lot of people.
That's huge, Sarah. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to jump over here to Marina. Hey, girl. How long have you been a coach with Alicia?
End of July I joined.
Wow.
Yeah.
And share something with us.
I actually joined for myself to become more motivated and accountable. So I knew if I coached and I was posting my stuff, then people would see it and notice. And I don't know, I've been doing good. I got Olivia in finally. So I'm happy with that. But I don't know. I mean, I can just share quickly. I did it a couple days ago on my page, but I've always been active. I never had to lose weight. So I kind of feel like that's my struggle in the business, that I don't have like the drastic before and after pictures, which is kind of hard, I think, for people that I'm showing. But just that I stay with it, I think helps. And then when people are ready, they do think of, oh, well, Marina's doing that. People that I curl with, they're like, oh, I saw your muscles on your picture, or, whatever. So it's becoming memorable to them. So I think that will help in the long run too.
Well, and you're right. And even though I did have a weight loss, mine warped into, then I have the PAL muscles that everybody's like, I want Amy's arms. That's true, but that's not really why I got started. I started to lose weight. So I think that for you, correct me if I'm wrong, you were looking to be healthier and just overall health. And as a result of that, you have, a lot of people, or most people, would have weight loss, and then you're getting toned and in shape. So that does not diminish your story, because you're going to connect with people that Alicia wouldn't, or I wouldn't, or Nicole wouldn't. We all have different stories and backgrounds. They're all just as valid and important. I never ever think of myself as being, oh, I've arrived. I mean, I guess I've met a goal, but I'm constantly challenging myself and changing it up and doing something different, because I think that I can always improve. And because of that, it's ever evolving. So I think you have that, Marina. Even though you may not have the drastic weight loss, you can take more of a just being overall healthy approach.
Yeah, and I actually just finished T25 finally today.
Yay!
After trying to do it for 2 rounds. So I have to post my before and after pictures, and I figured that's how I'm kind of gonna go about it. Because there's not a huge drastic with myself. I feel stronger. I have more stamina and energy, and which is all great. But it's kind of seeing, knowing the abs are there, and then just working on like making sure the eating, because that's the most important part. Just developing that. So hopefully I can get that as part of my story with this, because there isn't. I didn't lose like 20 pounds. I maybe lost 2. But I gained strength in that, which for me was what I was looking for, was toning up and gaining strength. So
yeah. And talk about that, and talk about how movement in life is easier. Something that you noticed, that you picked up a box, or any number of things that seems to be easier because as a result. Okay, we're running out of time, but Olivia, can you talk now? I don't want to ignore her. No. She's resorted to chat. She's a chill. Okay. Oh, bummer. I don't know. It's all good. All good. Another time. I don't know if you can hear us. I can't type. Okay, you can hear. Okay, so all good. It'll be another time. Well, any other last minute questions, or Nadia, did you want to? I will say Nadia right quick. Nadia and I have known each other for well over 2 years, and I've been honored to become a coach. time. And I'm so excited that she's here on our team now and ready to start sharing.
Thank you, thank you. It's a little bit, scary, but it's great to hear from all of you and know that I'm not alone and there's a lot of support. So you all great ladies. I know a couple of you already, so I feel pretty good.
So happy to have you join us finally, Nadia.
No.
Thank you, Alicia.
Thank you. Oh, I just love it. I mean, Amanda Dewey, who I don't know, but you've seen her here on Facebook. She's my applied coach. She's our grandma to you guys. She's my mama. She's girl's grandma. And to have that sense of team and support, like Nadia was saying, that Amanda has given to me and that I want to give to you. I cannot express enough that whenever I have a dear friend like Nadia join my team, that I get to work with her and awesome women like Alicia and Eileen and Nicole, and then it goes even deeper and I get to know Sarah and Marina. I mean, I can't tell you how cool that is, that I get to work with such beautiful, wonderful, empowering women. And, and that's just one of many things, so it's not just about, it's an income, yes, but it's sharing and helping others, and it's about learning and growing yourself as a person, whether it's self-development or in health or in fitness, or just as a community of friends, as girlfriends, really, truly it is. So it's exciting. I hope that you guys found maybe the Super Sunday, Super Saturday, stay plugged in, whether it's in our group page with your coach. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. Try to go to your Super Sunday, Super Saturday. Anything else, Alicia, Eileen, y'all want to say before we gotta
I know it's a lot of information. So just, reach out to your coach, like Amy said, and ask whatever questions you have. We're here to help. And, if this isn't the right time for you, that's okay. This was meant to be informational and support for you all. So I hope it has given you that. And if, like I said, if now isn't the time, that's okay. We're here and we will continue to be your coaches. And if you find that later down the road, it took Amy several times to finally get me, and as you heard, to get Nadia to, finally take the plunge. So, we're here and we're on this journey with you, whether you take it as a customer or a coach.
All right, anything else? Well, Nicole, I can't say enough how nice it is to see you, like, sort of somewhat like in person.
I know. It's very exciting.
It's very exciting. Nicole lives in Maryland, and she actually, I got just kind of interesting. The customer leads that you get through Emerald, when you hit Emerald rank, her mother was actually one of my customer leads, and she actually referred me to Nicole. And Nicole became one of my coaches, and she's an Emerald. She stole her mother from me, though, but I let her. I said, yeah, that only makes sense, Your mom be one of your customers. So the first time we've actually kind of seen face to face, and it's a pleasure, and it's such an honor to have you on the team.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, y'all have a wonderful, beautiful night. Good to see y'all. We'll have more meetings, especially after the first of the year, on various topics. So I hope that you guys plug in, and y'all have, if I don't talk to you, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. All right.
Thank you, Amy and Eileen.
Bye. Thank you, guys. Do what?
I said thanks to Amy and Eileen, and I said thanks to everyone else for being on.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate your time, all of you. Bye, Olivia.